This is probably the craziest, weirdest, cheesiest sub 2 I have ever done. Yes, guys, you can sub 2 Dank this nightmare, and the strat to do so is just totally crazy. We're gonna go through it, but for this, I really want to give credits to the people that discovered and made this. They actually spent hours and hours on it. So it is DD's team. They're appearing here. Kiles Close DD, and I don't really know how to pronounce the name of the tank, so I'll call him AFD. And there's everything that you can find on DD's channel. I will link it. There are all the videos from all the POVs, and the only reason I'm doing this video is to have a commentary on what's going on, because I think everything is so weird that if you just look at it, you will not really understand fully what they're doing. So again, I want to give credit to them. I'm just using the footage as a way to explain more. We're going to go through my tank POV afterwards, but that's kind of it from my side. And yeah, so to explain basically what's going on, you are going to lure the boss out of the boss room and then make it stuck using Pews and Blue. And that's kind of it. It looks easy, it sounds easy, but it's really not. There's RNG, there's a huge amount of precision required. And actually, we can take a look at the builds. They're all different, and there are two ways. So when we're going to look at DD's POV, they're using 3 jaded, but I'm going to explain why we're going with a spin cycle instead of 1 jaded. So yeah, everyone has a Pew, obviously, to deal damage and block the boss, but one guy also has, in addition, Whistle and the Bloom, because this guy is going to have the hardest role, which is whistling the boss out, plus blooming to make sure it gets stuck. Then the two others are just here for DPS. If you're playing Spin Cycle, you're kind of actually here to clear the slimes because the boss is going to jump, so it's going to spread a lot of slimes and you want to clear them. And the tank, yeah, the tank is just here to lure them, and we'll go through that later as well. So the run-up is really the same. I don't think there's anything I need to explain, so I'm just going to skip and get to this part. So there are two different strats you can do. The easiest one and the one that requires less RNG is that all 3 daggers die here, or here around this zone. You stay here and you will have the beans coming on you that will kill you, and then you go into your death status for 15 seconds. All the beans will normally come back to the tank. If the tank stands here on the minimap, the beans normally teleport to him and then the tank can just run away. In the meantime, you respawn, and when you respawn, you have one guy that's going to whistle the boss and the other 2 that wait. Here, this is the 0 death strat, which requires more RNG because you can have beans following you, you can have mobs following you. They manage not to have them. And from now on, the run is the same no matter the strat. You're gonna have the 2 non-whistlers coming down while the whistler will go and whistle the boss. The non-whistler have to be aware that you don't want to be close to the boss because the boss has to jump on the guy that whistles. So be far away. Honestly, I would stand actually even here just to make sure that everything is fine. And let the whistler come and whistle. He does that, and as soon as the boss has jumped, he dashes forward to be able to place a bloom at a very specific spot. The 2 others are instantly targeting the mini slimes because the mini slimes are going to merge if you ignore them and make huge slimes that are going to eat your pews, eat your blooms, and ruin the run. So I advise doing what they do. There's actually the strat that we used. We went with a spin cycle that was much more efficient to kill the slimes, and since you have quite a margin to get the sub 2, you don't really need 3 jaded. Having 2 jaded and a spin cycle is enough. So they go ahead and hit all the mini slimes. And then, as you can see, this spot, you want to remember it. It's very specific. You have sort of stones and then a small hole, and it's in this hole that you want to place the bloom all the time. And the boss has to jump a bit on the right. Then you're going to place pews, but 1 by 1. So I think it's going to be this guy that's going to pew first. And so he will take his time. This is really something important because it's like almost on the pixel. It's really, really, really precise. The amount of precision you need for this is insane. So you want to take your time and relay each other by placing your pew correctly. A pew lasts for 15 seconds and has 30-second cooldown. So basically what you want to do is to have one pew placed every 10 seconds and just keep on relaying like this all the time. So there's a bloom spawned, let me check the timing. He spawns it at around 4:03. So they're gonna wait for 3:53 to get the first pew placed. So he's gonna place the pew at a very specific spot, as I said, and then he will place a pew inside it. Now, the bloom spawns on top of yourself, but the pew spawns in front of you. So that's why he's standing a bit on the left, because he's facing right, and the pew will place right. Therefore, he places the pew, and I think he emotes at 3:55 when he places the pew. So now his teammates know what the timing is, which is roughly 3:45 for the second pew to happen, which happened here. I think we see that the other pew has been placed. Yeah, right now, 3:41. And now DD knows as well. He's getting in position. That's why, by the way, that's why he's zooming like this. It's not to flex or whatever. They really need to be precisely positioned to make sure that the pew is perfectly placed. And so he knows that 3:42, 3:41 was the timing, so he's waiting for like 3:32. 3:32 happens, he places the pew, and now they can just spam it on cooldown without moving. That's really important to not move because you're already well placed, so don't fuck it up. And if you have the spin cycle, I would advise the spin cycle not to attack. You should just stop shooting and then place your pew correctly, otherwise you could have some weird things happening. But yeah, the run is pretty much insane, I'm not gonna lie. And now regarding the tank, so I'm quickly gonna skip the run up until one point, which is maybe the trickiest part here. You want to dash in diagonal on the captain and on the shell to surf on them. This is maybe the hardest dash of all, but once again, it's really not that crazy. And then it finally gets interesting for tank here. You want to whistle and then lure everything, but don't go too fast nor too slow. Basically, you want to be at this corner when the amount of players is 1 out of 4. That means the beans have killed your teammates, and now you can go into this corner to lure them. I see the circles are here. I know they're on me, and this is maybe the trickiest part of the whole run for tank right here. As long as you dodge everything, you should be fine. And here, yeah, now it's just using your gadget on cooldown. I don't even think you need to whistle. I do it for fun, honestly. And as long as you stay in movement, you shouldn't have too many problems with the beans. Again, I'm sorry I only have this tank POV to offer, but at least I have played Spin Cycle, I have played the Whistler, so I see and I have experience to every role, so I kind of know a bit of what I'm talking about. And then the tank can die after the timer reaches 3:27, but honestly you should just stay alive, it's not that hard. Big shout out to my teammates Lychee, Tiger, and Wasim, and obviously also to DD for the strat. And also guys, I know about the wave machine changes, and wave machine nightmare sub 4 can be a bit difficult for some people, so I might probably make a video on that as well. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.